I want to start by asking you to tell the folks at home what AIT is.
AIT stands for Auditory Integration Training, and the method that I use is the Barad method, which was founded by Dr. Guy Barad about 55 years ago.
And a lot of our audience, they're hearing this, and that we've just briefly touched on it last week. But I'd love it if you would tell people a little bit about how this has become something that should be included in a conversation talking about treating autism.
Well, a lot of children that are on the spectrum have a difficult time processing sound. So when you speak to them, they're not picking up every single word or every single sound that you're saying. And so auditory integration training is basically just brain stimulation using frequencies, music frequencies, and it stimulates the verbal and communication part of the brain. It's totally non-intrusive, it's not painful, no problems can be created from doing AIT, and if there is a problem, it can't make it worse. So that's the beauty about it. The worst thing that can happen is nothing can happen.
Yeah, right.
But the benefits are extreme.
And people might hear this and think, "Oh, well, it's sound therapy," and there are different kinds of sound therapies. But can you tell a little bit of the difference about why? And there are people who give kids headphones and say, "Go listen to classical music," and how does this differ from that?
This is regular music played through a machine called an educator, and the educator has been approved by the FDA in America. And what happens is when you play regular music through the educator, it changes it to suit that particular person's needs. So it's not one fits all. Everybody has an individualized program depending on their needs.
And one of the things that we did talk about last week is that this is something that you don't just go and do it once, that there is a particular regimen. And I think this is one of the stumbling blocks of why more people aren't doing it. There's also a cost, and we're going to talk about that in a second too. So tell us a little bit about, if we did sign up to do this therapy, what is the regimen? How much time do we need to make the individual available for?
Okay, so it's 10 consecutive days, 2 30-minute sessions a day. And those 30-minute sessions need to be divided up with at least 3 hours. It can be more than 3 hours, but it cannot be less than 3 hours. And there are some families that do the first course and they see improvements in their children and they don't feel that they need to do another course. But generally what happens is parents are so happy with the results in their children that they ask if I can do a second course. Now you can't do more than one course every 5 or 6 months because it can take up to 4.5 months for the brain to actually settle down and start processing correctly.
Okay, so we're talking about a 10-day period of time that you want to make the individual available. They've got at least 2 sessions a day, and that are 30 minutes long, and there has to be at least a 3-hour break between the 2 sessions.